Ladies, gentlemen, and young ladies, the situation becomes a hot potato in the hands of the United States of America. Washington itself is overwhelmed. The Pentagon asks itself, but what is it? Which became a Venezuela in its hands. You see, Venezuela is now under the military umbrella of the Russia. This is what Donald Trump has not understood. But he begins to understand. He's the one who wants the Nobel Peace Prize. And if he has not already had, since with the Gaza affair there, it seems that they are in the process to organize things to give him the Nobel Peace Prize. In any case, that's just his opinion. But what remains clear, just no less than how many hours after signing the historic contract of the agreement. I was going to say about the historical agreement between Venezuela and Russia. The Venezuelan president has just launched the largest military exercise ever made in Venezuela. The largest military exercise. And imagine the demonstrations to which Venezuela surrendered. The Pentagon is blind because that we could not imagine that the Venezuela could go into such a logical. But Venezuela is doing confidence now. Venezuela has someone very strong and very powerful who is behind him. It is Vladimir Putin, the Federation of Russia. We remind those who do not know, not briefly, America wants control Venezuelan oil. And to do this, America finds a way argument. It's a diet drug trafficker, a drug trafficking regime. America just bombs the Venezuelan ships. So now China came first. When China came, signed oil contracts, oil exploitation, and China says no, that she will secure her resources. But China procrastinates a little. This doesn't sound like Vladimir Putin. Putin entered in a shattering. He signed an agreement. We talked about this yesterday. Full video conference is located on the page. He signed a direct military agreement with Venezuela. Putin will send soldiers in Venezuela for train with Venezuelan soldiers. This is not even what is already happening? Isn't it even in prelude to the launch of this exercise, unprecedented military, that they have made official now the agreement? You will check to see that the Russian military were already there, So Putin will send military advisors. He will arm Venezuela. No matter what kind of weapons, the weapons of anti-aircraft defense, the S-400, the Pentires S-1, striking weapons, ballistic missiles, drones, kamikaze, from Iskander, he will send everything. Putin will send everything. So today, October 9th, 2025, we see the Venezuela begins military exercise unpublished. But the demonstration to which Venezuela has surrendered, this country that everyone took it as fleece as it is said in Ivory Coast, surprised the world. And it is from this exercise military that we are going to talk about in the framework of this geopolitical conference dedicated to world news. So, ladies and gentlemen, make the gesture that motivates, share already, and always remember to leave a review in the comments. Let us go there willingly in the depths. So, strong transfer of expertise, obviously strong from the umbrella military that Russia has just poured on Venezuela. Venezuela took out his extra money, these planes which hardly ever went out. So the money is in action. It's the symbol of military return. Bombers made simulations. Hunters under Coil 30 Mk2 carried out precision strikes with guided bombs on targets, fictitious land masses. Yes, which demonstrates the ability of coordinated strike from Venezuela. They did punching exercises precision. Bombers in the heavens made precision strikes on the ground, and then on targets fictitious, therefore imaginary targets. What? There you go. It's an exercise. It's as if to show that Venezuela is ready. And the strikes were coordinated. All teams in the skies have coordinated the strikes, and the results were conclusive. So what should we say? It is that it is an inner message and outside that Venezuela comes to send. First, it's a message clear to the Venezuelan people, for national opinion is proof that the Bolivarian army is reborn. That's the name of the Venezuelan army, the Bolivarian army. It is an army which rises from the ashes with the support of Russia. So it's for abroad. It is a reminder of sovereignty. It is to remind Washington and Bogota, that Venezuela is a sovereign state. We don't play with Venezuela, and especially that the Venezuela is backed by Russia. Maranatha. So, technical cooperation with the Russia, it is visible during this exercise. The official images show Russian officers who are present at the air base, which assist maintenance teams and calibration. So the Russians are there in following the exercise, following guide, here to correct everything, everything, everything. Washington is panicking. So America has a choice now, eh? You have to go for it, keep going for it. Venezuela, which now has an agreement protection with Russia, it is necessary say so, or should we book and then wipe away the shame global? Here are some questions that arise. There you go. And so, it is a challenge that is launched to Washington. It is the symbol of independence regional. Venezuela therefore becomes the first country on the continent to achieve a military exercise of such magnitude with direct assistance from Russia since the Cold War. So it's a first of its kind. America doesn't come back because America didn't expect that. America has always considered this part of the continent of Latin America as being his backyard, where America can go and draw at any time. It was considered his reserve. Forgetting that the world has become multipolar, forgetting that military alliances can be done at any time between a sovereign state and another state sovereign. And what makes that this exercise is the answer to American pressure, because Caracas is the name of the capital Venezuelan. Caracas thus responds to the sanctions and economic threats American by displaying a military alliance alternative and operational. That is, the alliance with Russia is not just a simple alliance alternative, it is also an alliance operational, since through this exercise we discover with bare face uncovered. We see the Russian officers who are there who are in helping. That's why I was saying at the entrance, are these Russian officers were not already there, and that it was in prelude to the start of this exercise, the largest of its kind, in this part from the American continent, that they have agreed to formalize their agreement yesterday. And so, young ladies and gentlemen, a Russian rear base emerges since the agreement opens the way to temporary deployments of equipment and of Russian personnel. And therefore, America from the south is observing, and Maduro's leadership is restored because Maduro has behind him the Russia. And if you have Russia with you, China, which is already nearby, Iran, which is already next door, Maduro becomes more stronger against Donald Trump. And so, young ladies and gentlemen, that was the front page of World News. Thank you for the share as much as possible. I'll get back to you soon with news information. It was, of course, the voice from your humble servant, the Samurai.